Alright, today I'm going to clean up a pair of needle nose. I don't know. These could be Channellocks, they could be Crescents. Until I wire wheel them and get some of the rust off of them. They close fine. Well, they close. They're a little stiff, so I'm going to wire wheel them first before I try to loosen them up. They're not bad shape. Probably could have leave them just like that. Could use them like this. I think these came out of the dollar bin at the pawn shop, but I can't remember. But I don't buy anything unless it's under a dollar. I try to buy everything cheap. So, I mean, yeah, they're cheap. I think I can make these look really nice. The cutters on them look good. I don't know what that stuff's on there, but anyways, let's put the wire wheel to it and see what we get. Alright, I'm going to take a little fiber wheel and I'm going to clean on the inside. I think these might have been blued. It is Channellock brand, made in USA. Doesn't have a model number, I don't think. No, doesn't have a model number. So alright, now, since they're stiff opening and closing, let's do a little WD just in the pivot and work it a little bit. Oh, that almost instantly freed it up there. Should be getting some, yeah, rust right there coming out of the pivot. And what I normally do is, yeah, look at that rust. I run it through a couple batches of WD, and then I use carburetor cleaner to dry it out, clean it. just do that several times. And then, yeah, I'm gonna blue these. You can see some rust pitting and stuff in there, but yeah, it's just a good used tool. I mean, for a dollar or less, you can't complain. I guess you could if you don't. If you complain, go buy a new. Spend your money, $18, $20 for a pair, and I'll eat my T-bone steak this week while you're working with a brand new tool. It's one thing about finding these old tools like this. They're good functioning tools. There's nothing wrong. You just got to take a little time, clean them up. Really and truly, you could just probably wipe this down and chunk it in your toolbox and call it good. But I'm gonna go give it added protection. I'm gonna go ahead and blue it. All right, let me finish sitting here opening and closing it. You can see the rust still coming out. I wanna get that to where it's almost clear or clear. And then we'll clean it up real good and we'll blue it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I got lost. Anyways, I'm gonna blue these, and I'm gonna use this Brownell's liquid cold bluing. I think they were blackened or blued factory. It has a color to it. What I'm using is carburetor cleaner to clean them. You can use denatured alcohol. It's what's recommended. Personally, I like carb cleaner. You can see all the black stuff coming off. I like carburetor cleaner because that's what I use. You want to get them as clean as possible. When you can't get any more debris, any colorant comes off clear, then you know you've got it pretty clean. See, it's still got black. I'm only going to put one coat, and the bluing is it doesn't make them rust proof, but it does make them rust resistant, let's put it that way. Yeah, they're still dirty. Let me keep cleaning them off and I'll be right back. All right, it took forever to clean them up. I got all kinds of trash off of them for some reason. All right. I pour a little bit in these condiment cups, and the reason I do that is you don't want to dip your brush, or you don't want your cotton swab, you don't want to contaminate the whole bottle. So I normally put a little bit in condiment cup, and then I take my brush and I just blue it. Some of this metal's taking, and it looks like some of it's not. And it might be because some of it's still blued. May have to put 2 or 3 coats on this. I probably should have just left these alone. Oh well, ain't gonna hurt nothing. For one, it's practice. I get to try. I'm always working, seeing what will take, different things, how it works. And it might be because there's so much oil in there that it didn't take in that area. Yeah, it's taking the bluing now. You can see spots where it didn't take, where it's taking now. except right there. You see that? That's where the oil was. And I cleaned it and cleaned it and cleaned it, and it's still. You're supposed to let this sit for 60 seconds and then wipe dry. And then you're supposed to hit it with some steel wool. I use 4/0, you can use 1/0, but 4/0 steel wool is usually what I use. Oh, I need another towel. Hang on. Sorry. Yeah, it's been about 60 seconds, so let's just wipe it off. Oh yeah, it's taken the color except for where the oil stain was right there. The thing is, when you do pliers, you're going to get down in the pivot, but I'm going to soak these with oil after I'm done, so no big deal. And you can re-blue or second coat, wipe dry, and then burnish with 1/0 or finer steel wool, and you can apply another coat after that. Here, let's just do that right quick. Let's just lightly polish it. Now what I'm going to do on the inside right here, I'm going to use a little brass brush. Just so I can get in those crevices. Now I'll hit this side. Now let's give it another coat. See, this seems to be taking a second coat better than some of the other tools that I've done. Some metals take differently, I will admit that, and I don't know enough about metallurgy. I can't pronounce that word, sorry. But there's metals handle things different. Different metals take it different. That's going to turn out pretty nice. That is going to look nice. I like it. The rest of that I'll just trash. Just get this towel, wipe this off. Like I said, 60 seconds and wipe dry. And then I'm going to wind up coating these with some waste oil. And I think the waste oil has the acidic in the oil darkens it even more. I don't know that to be true, it just seems that it works. I don't know how else to explain it to y'all, but it works for me, so that's what I do. All right, now steel wool again. And you can see the side I did with steel wool. This is the side I haven't touched yet. It gives it a light polish, gunmetal polish. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm getting a little bit of liquid back out of that pivot. I'll use a little brass brush in here. And then I'm going to use the brass brush here. Brass fibers. Brass, I meant the wire, the fibers from the you know, steel wool. Can't think of what I'm saying here. Actually looks pretty nice. Look at that. Looks pretty good. Oh, there is a number on it. 348. These are 8-inch. I looked these things up. They're like new. They're like $23. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's just go ahead and... This is old waste oil. Came out of my truck engine. I changed the oil. I used to use 3-in-1, but waste oil is fine. And what I'm going to do is let this sit in the rafters where the heat will evaporate some of it. I want the oil to really, I don't think it soaks into the wood. I mean the wood, into the metal. But it gives it a darker hue, I guess is for what I want to say. So now I'll just let these sit, let them, you know, soak in, whatever you want to call it, and just leave it, and then wipe them dry. During the summertime when it's warm outside, I'll set these in the, whatever tool I'm working on, I'll set it in the sun, and it seems to darken it. Plus, the oil evaporates off the tool a lot better. And I got them fibers everywhere. All right, let's come back to it, and I got a lot of work this week, so I'm probably only going to let this sit in the rafters about 4 hours or so, and then come back to it. All right, we'll be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's still got some oil left residue on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean it off. I've got a lot to do and got to go to work the rest of the week. So let's clean this up. Call her good. Clean all the oil off. That's what I'm doing. The oil, it gives it a sheen, makes it look black. Actually, these pliers, man, they open it. They're so smooth now, just effortlessly. I guess the oil helps too. All right, before we leave out, let's go ahead and wipe the, I'm gonna use a little carburetor cleaner and we'll wipe the coating down the handles. The The Channellock brand has a good product on their handles. It doesn't, and you about the only way to damage it is to melt it with heat, with fire. I think somebody, yeah, there's a W in there. Somebody initialed it. All right, guys, check them out. There's the bluing, and if you look real close, you can see some pitting. This side's not bad, but it has a little bit of pitting. You can see the pitting marks. Not bad though. I mean, can't complain for a, I don't know, $1.50, whatever I got into these. I don't know, they sell them new for like 20, I think, what did I say, 23, something like that. 8-inch Channellock brand. Color took pretty good. I mean, they were rusty, didn't open and close that well, and now they're just great. So there you go. Cheap tool, brought back, inexpensive. You know, it's not, granted, look, the rubber's split there, it's split there. It's got some pitting in a few small spots. Is that going to affect the use of the tool? No. I mean, it's a good quality used tool right there, ladies and gentlemen. And there again, that's why I eat meat every day. And I can afford T-bone and porterhouse and ribeye all week long, because I buy my tools reasonably, and I turn around and I make money with my tools. And there's an example of a good used junk tool somebody parted with, and I picked it up and got it for little or nothing. I'm going to save a lot of money. This one will not go to work. My wife, I've realized my wife's got an identical one to this in the kitchen. She's got a pair of needle nose, Channellocks, multi-tool plier. What else was in there in that drawer? I guarantee you, if she can't open something with it, it needs a blowtorch, because she can open anything with a pair of Channellock and needle nose. Anyways, brought back an old junk tool to a good usable condition, and I saved a lot of money in the process. Subscribe, tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. And those of you that are getting into trades or have good hobbies and things, look for these old tools. There's a lot of old junk tools out there that people, families anymore, their kids don't know what they've got. Families dump things out at the pawn shop, flea market, thrift stores. You'll be surprised what you can find out there. All right, guys, y'all have a good day.